Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. My radar interviewed Tony Zurovec on up-and-coming gameplay mechanics. This video is a summary of that interview. There will be a lot of player-to-player interaction with the economy. They're trying to implement some of that gameplay for Alpha 3.1 in the near future. This first iteration of the player-to-player interaction will be with service beacons, allowing players to request something from a player or NPC. You can set a price on something you'd like, refueling, for example, and then other players or NPCs can come and fulfill that contract. You're going to be able to set filters or limitations for various things too, like player reputation, distance, time limits, send it to your org or friends only, and even more. You're going to get more and more complex ways of filtering this down or setting particular requirements that you need to do in the future. The idea is that they don't want pirates to come in and try and rob or attack you when you've put out a request for fuel, or maybe you do. Maybe you could set this as a trap. This can be used for various other things as well: rescue and pickup, restocking, requesting immediate combat assistance if you've been pulled out of quantum travel, you've been quantumly disrupted, and you want them to deal with the pirates that are attacking you. Once players accept a contract, they will be able to quantum to your location, and contracts are enforced automatically if you satisfy all your obligations, like kill these guys that are attacking me and I must survive. Contracts will evolve to allow for more complex tasks and requests in the future, like contracts to pick up and take raw materials from an outpost to a refinery, or generally deliver goods from one place to another. The filters for reputation for setting these contracts are likely to get more features too, but this won't stop players from deciding to steal from you if they desperately wanted to. It would damage their reputation massively if they stole a shipment that you'd ask them to take from one place to another, and potentially make them a criminal which would be hunted down by security. Items stolen and then sold in this way would need to be sold at a black market or fenced, and you would only receive a small amount of the value of goods. But if it's like a whole massive hull E full of gold, then that might be quite a big payday. The next step with the economy in regards to player manufacture is overclocking items and weapons and making them more powerful, and then selling them if you wish. After that, they're looking at being able to potentially manufacture your own gear and items. You'd need raw materials, potentially contracts or blueprints, and the production facilities available. So you might be able to rent them, you might be able to subcontract that or build them yourself. They weren't really too forthcoming with information about how this is going to work, but these sort of mechanics are tiered and iterated upon, so every patch that we get, we'll get more and more and more gameplay and mechanics that are built upon the old mechanics, and they were going to keep on releasing and adding more content to those mechanics until they are a lot more fleshed out. Subsumption. So most of the Subsumption framework is coming together for Alpha 3.0, but there is a lot of evolution that the system needs to go through before the full game is released. The system is built to handle and simulate the NPCs, economy, mission generation, pricing, and lots more. It's basically all of the AI logic, the God AI, everything in game kind of is partly tied to it in some way. It generates modular content for missions and encounters in the verse as well, and it's going to get less and less repetitive the more features and content they add to it from patch to patch. They're going to add more modules to missions, more encounters from pirates, NPC distress signals, anomalies, and each of these archetypes will get lots and lots and lots of little sub-modules to them that can all affect the way what happens or exactly what you encounter, what loot there is, loads of things. The end goal is to make all of these scenarios and events feel unique rather than variations of an archetype. This will constantly get added to each patch, and this iteration should be reasonably rapid as they have all the tools and backbone now laid out, and this progress will be very obvious from each patch. They're going into this quarterly release schedule in 2018, so every 3 months we are going to get whatever they've got ready delivered to us in a patch form. I'm expecting Alpha 3.1 in April, for example, at the end of April. In regards to bounty hunting, when you log off, your ship will remain if you're in view of another player or close to another player. So you're not going to be able to quickly log off, for example, to avoid a bounty hunter. But conversely, if you can't see the bounty that you're after, or they log off in a safe area like the hab area at Grimhax, then you're going to be unable to interact with them, and they'd effectively be safe from you, at least until they come back online. So they won't have their bounty swept clean from their heads or anything, but you wouldn't be able to get them until they come back online. So again, bounty hunting gameplay will evolve in a tiered fashion, and being spotted by players or security cameras may in the future update where the bounty was. So last seen, last spotted on the bounty hunter network. You may get like little flashes of, oh, that's a dude that's wanted for a bounty appearing on your Moby glass if you identify someone. I actually really like the idea of this for gameplay. Allow me to track and mark the locations for minor rewards, even if the bounty's offline. Now, I'm hoping this is where the system kind of goes towards. If I know he went into this hab area, but I know he's probably logged off there, I can mark the location as last seen for Bounty John Doe, maybe a rating system for information as well, so you could start to build reputation with the information selling game, saying, oh, this guy said he was here, and he was, and that's allowed me to get this bounty, I'm going to upvote him. There may be ways to pay off the bounty on your head for smaller transgressions, but larger transgressions like murdering loads of people, you're not going to be able to do that. You might have your own hideout or safe haven. You might also go to a station in a more lawless space, although that might be dangerous in itself. It's going to be dependent on your reputation, what crimes you've committed, whether you're going to be able to pay off the bounty on your head yourself. They expect pirate players to hang around these lawless areas and then sometimes possibly jump into more secure zones and attack a freighter or a cargo ship, salvage what they can, and then get back out to the secure zone before players or NPCs arrive. Now, this is probably how they're going to code some of their NPCs to act once they're pirates and lawless. They'll jump into some of the outlying, less secure UEE or private sectors and attack them like this. Now, consequence, risk and reward are severely important, and in outlaw or lawless space, it might be a lot more expensive to live, to outfit your ship, to equip your ship, as you're away from a lot of the more secure and industrialized zones. Org's reputation will be a byproduct of their members' reps. Orgs will be able to set limits to what reputation that someone can be before they're automatically ejected as well. It wasn't clear if orgs will have a reputation that's based on their acts that players are doing while they're specifically part of that org as a separate thing. So obviously someone could be very naughty before they join your org, but once they're part of that org, they might be an angel. I hope the case is that orgs will have their own specific rep tied to deeds that have been committed while part of that org. I think that is a sensible option as well. And that was kind of it. I will put the full links to the Chris Roberts and the Tony Zurovec interview that my radar did. They're very interesting to watch all the way through, but that was, as I said, an overview of them. Every month we have a giveaway for December. It's for the Orion mining vessel. It's huge! And it's donated by our featured org, Self-Made, an organisation looking at all types of gameplay with kind of a lawful neutral stance and focusing on developing your player as an individual in the verse and sort of not being a dick to others and slightly anti-pirate and all that sort of jazz. And if you're interested in joining them, they are active now and are going to be very active for 3.0. Links below. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that Orion, though, is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and then comment on any of my Star Citizen videos during the month. Do you have any questions about that interview, about 3.0's gameplay, about Star Citizen's development in general, future gameplay mechanics, whatever? Chuck them in the comments below. A special thank you to my patrons who allow me to create the amount of content I do. If you're interested in becoming one of them, you can find the links to Patreon down below, as well as everything else we've discussed. Check out the Discord as well. There's interaction on there, and you can give me feedback for stuff, or poke me and say, do this, or I've seen this thing, or whatever. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as well, as it really does help me, and I'll see you in the verse.